I know was offered, people get an understanding of how they can take things forward financially.
Yeah.
Within the highways, the area teams have been transferred back into Central Bedfordshire from Arlesey. That is looking towards, obviously, a new contract coming in 2016, with a new contract. It's actually preparing ourselves. And I believe it's the right way forward because we have more control over our area teams. The same process of reporting via the web, Clark obviously knows right, and individuals can also report potholes. But as board members, we will have more of a face-to-face with our area teams. So it's a plus for our point of view. A traffic survey has been done. I've got a few things that actually Ian and Richard put down for me as well as my own. Traffic survey has been done, and officers will bring forward some recommendations for traffic calming, well, public consultation. Any needs may go to traffic management committees and recommendations. So it's an ongoing work, but a public consultation will happen. Ward members have managed to get a £15,000 funding to deliver this project. So any traffic calming, we've got 15,000 towards that. Sorry, the £15,000 is actually for projects around the train station. It's to put in additional disabled driver parking spaces. So on the west side, and a large cycle rack to relocate the bikes currently that are all over the show, tied up to railings all over the place. What else? Oh,
while on the subject of the railway station, would it be feel possible to get in contact with the new contractor who's running it and put a ticket machine on that side? Because if someone disabled...
That's network well. It's nothing to do with Central Bedfordshire.
Can you not put your pressure onto them to enable the disabled people who just turn up from Henlow side to be able to buy a ticket without having to come all the way this side and then all the way back? It would make it a lot easier if there could just be either a ticket machine or a permit to travel, just so they can get proof that they've actually
It's something I would do, but it would also be helpful if the letter came from the town council to point it out.
Okay.
It's not under my influence, but I will certainly write a letter to support your ideas.
Okay, thank you.
Good setup. The ticket machine often breaks down anyway, so having two would be a bonus. What else have I got? I understand there's some issues about West Drive. I know there's some issues gone on Facebook about this. Works have been done on much of the drive, and we'd like to thank Acorn for their positive comments on the work to date. Works at the east end to repair damage to the road, which were uncovered once the vegetation was cut back, will be done in January. The lighting up the children's home has been raised as an immediate concern, we know that, in response to concerns raised by people who actually work at the home, and they walk up that area. Officers will be costing up the various works to progress the scheme. And like everybody, we do express concern to Central Bedfordshire officers about this and it's fast forwarded, but it's again, it's in the priority list, we're trying to get them to understand the necessity about this. The Section 106 agreement is still intact, it's still there. It's not time limited. And I think that's about it. Yeah, I think that's about it really.
Before we move on, if I may.
Yeah.
So I was in exchange with Councillor Delgado over this one.
I didn't know what was going on. I do know that something's gone on Facebook. I don't do Facebook, so I don't really get involved.
You drew the short straw, I'm afraid.
That's all right.
But you're just the messenger, so it's cool.
No, that's fine. That's fine. I mean, I do understand.
There is a history behind the 106
Yeah.
money for West Drive.
Yep.
And I'm not very happy. That's an understatement. I was briefed and came back and briefed this council on a meeting on how we were going to we've been pressing for, or the council, Central Bed's been pressing for some time to have the purpose restated for what 106 money can be used for. The developers were trying to just use that money. Sorry, there's some 106 money allocated to repair West Drive and then subsidise buses.
Yeah.
And in the final analysis, there wasn't enough money to do that. So Central Beds wanted to change the purpose of the 106 money, and the developers said no. And the developers, I think, were hoping that it would all lapse and they'd keep the money. So in the last moment, Central Beds said, okay, in which case we will develop the road, and that'll be the end of it. You aren't getting away with the money. That brought the developers to the table, and we were then asked if we would support the change of purpose for that 106 money from developing the road and then running buses to developing the road up to the house or fixing the road to the house in the middle, and then repairing up to Fairfield Park on the private way, including lighting. And we even discussed on a site inspection the options for lighting. So I came to this council and briefed them accordingly. We have since made policy decisions on where we spend our money on what lights we repair in the village, on the understanding that those lights on that road are going to be fixed. And then I read here that, according to Councillor Gungara, Central Bed's team, I know that's not Councillor Gungara, the team in Central Bed see it as a low priority, and also believe that the cost of installing them would be greater than 106 monies available. Now that's extremely alarming, because it was quite conditional on our support that the lighting was part of what goes on. There was plenty of 106 money.
It's still intact. It is still intact.
Has it not been spent on anything?
As far as I know, no.
I did ask Councillor Gungara to give us a report on how much there is and what's been spent and where it's been spent. I'll repeat that request, so if you could carry that request
Right.
in form, please.
Yeah.
I ignored it where that money's gone, because there was certainly, we were told, there's plenty of money to cut the grass and put lights in.
Yeah.
Now this is a health and safety issue for our residents. It's been going on a year, so formally it's been going on a year. We've raised it, about 18 months now. It was last summer, I think, we went on that walk.
Summer, wasn't it?
Right, so it's about 18 months now. Enough's enough. Can you fix it, please? And I've established that Central Beds are liable for that road. So it's a health and safety issue. Fix it, or this council, I'd like to propose a motion that this council will go to the health and safety committee on that matter. Yeah.
I'll go back to offices. I mean, all I can say is they are costing up and now. I believe it was an issue of adoption, wasn't it, of the road?
We weren't told that. We were told that Central Beds had adopted it.
It's quite well known that Central Bed's now own it.
No, they don't. We were misinformed.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I think we need to wait for Councillor Gungara to return and then he'll update.
It's disappointing he's not here.
But as I say, you've got an all-standing
Well, I've been receiving more than once in the last 9 months. So it's disappointing that he's not here.
There's a couple of other hands up, so Councillor Clapham.
Just one more thing about West Drive and that site visit we did there at that time.
Yeah.
One of the things we discussed was trying to put a few more parking bays down there because everybody parked all along the pavement all the way up there. And where they cleared all the herbage and nettles and everything, there's grass patches, that could be developed into a few more parking bays at least for, if that could be
It has to be
thrown
costed,
into the mix.
obviously. I mean, but as I said, the section monies have been, there is money there. I just need to understand.
That was all part of the original discussion that we had when we looked at the drive.
Yeah.
I mean,
But it's whether that was put into a proposal, I don't know. The town council put a proposal forward, I don't know, perhaps it was lost within your discussion, it wasn't actually put forward to Central, I don't know.
Did agree that was a good idea because we're very lacking in parking space in this village, and anywhere, with that being where all the shops are, it would be very useful to have a bit more parking.
Okay.
Well, still on West Drive, okay, I did say, I know you've just raised all the vegetation and street lighting, okay, also the dog bins need to, I know they're down to be emptied twice a week,
Yeah.
okay, but they're still overflowing. I'm led to believe that that is where a resident was attacked down there fairly recently, who someone tried to steal their dogs, so it is not a low priority, I'm afraid it comes a top priority protection of our residents, I don't care if it's male or female, should be its health and safety should be the priority of this council and any other councils representing the people here.
So we were saying dog bins are not being empty.
Well, they're empty twice a week, but they're still overflowing,
Right.
so, and it just needs more. But this particular, we had a resident, I'm led to believe,
Yes,
was
I
attacked
know,
on
I
there.
heard about that, but Centre for sure, you know,
Yeah,
that's
but
a
if
big matter.
But if we're turn saying there should be street lighting, okay, up there, I don't know what time of the day this particular thing
It
happened.
was in the morning, about 9 o'clock.
Okay, so therefore the street light would have been turned off. But other times, when people go and walk their dogs in the evening and night time, surely if one person's been attacked, okay, possibility for somebody else being attacked up there. So we need to get it sorted out as soon as.
Warn Councillor Verdana that West Front will come up in minutes.
Yeah, that's what I will do. I will do.
Clearly. Councillor Bayes?
Mine's not about West Brighton. You
Oh,
go
is it?
first.
Oh, right, just to conclude on West Riding, I'd like to request an agenda item that we either receive satisfactory confirmation that the commitments that were made are going to be delivered in a timely fashion, or we instruct.
Okay. I just have one other thing to say before we can. At the train station, we've met with officers of Centre for Overshed, the highways team, with a view to having a footpath on the road heading west from the new car park. To meet up with the park that comes from with the park from Arlesey. Officers are looking at the best options available, and we'll hopefully come back forward with something positive once I've had a look at it. That's crucial to have a footpath, you know, we do need that. If you've got a new car park, you need a footpath to link it up.
Yeah.
You also need a cycleway as well, because the cyclists are going the wrong ways in different directions, and they should be. It's been brought up here, and it is also raised around. CBC took it on. I also spoke to Sergeant Kidd about it, because the cyclists are going the wrong way up the wrong way road, and it needs a sign saying "Cyclist dismount." Yeah.
What do we need?
This is getting the person who complained to me tonight. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you can put signs up all over the place, but so that people don't read, and you know, a one way, it should be one way for all traffic, cyclists, whatever. But anyway.
Okay, Councillor Bayes.
Okay, just in terms of the traffic survey, which part of the village was that conducted?
I believe it's around the station area. That's where.
Okay, and just to get some reassurance, before any works is done, will there be consultation?
Yes, there will. I said there'd be public consultation. Yeah.
And then in terms of the 15,000 funding that we've got for the spaces, is that money going to be spent on those disabled spaces and the cycle rack, or is that just aware of it?
It should be spent on that. I mean, it's secured the funding. What they're saying is that it should be a project along with should be put in conjunction with additional spaces in the cycle rack. So it's however far the 15,000 goes.
Well, what's the timescales? Do you have any timescales?
No, I don't on that. I'm sorry, no, I don't.
Okay.
I've got
No more questions.
No.
Councillor West.
not a question on the